celebration of Women's History Month, the North Jersey Blues Society is honoring the contributions of female blues artists and industry professionals. Today, we have Michele Seidman. Michele is a director, filmmaker, and actor, and she's also the chief bottle washer, in other words, the president of the National Women in Blues, a nonprofit focused on leveling the field for the incredible women in blues. Welcome, Michele.
Hey, Christy, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all you do to support blues artists.
Oh, thank you. So let's talk about influences, Michele. Which women in music paved the way for you, and how have they influenced your path?
The women who paved the way for me are multiple, actually. I fell in love with Pearl Bailey when I was young. I thought she was amazing. And my sister was an opera singer, so I watched her do a lot and change and grow. Bonnie Raitt was the one who made me realize that, yes, I could sing blues. Shirley King was the one who told me, do white women blues and you'll be all right. And as I started getting into the history of female blues artists, it was women like Ida Cox, who she didn't just front a blues act. You know, we're talking about women who kept the blues alive when all the men were off to war. And she not only, booked the band, but she cooked the meals, she sewed the costumes, she, booked the hotel stays, she kept the band players out of trouble. She did it all. And I was very impressed by that, because you don't see a lot of the guys doing all of the things and wearing all of the hats.
Right.
They often see someone doing it for them, but she was wearing all the hats and she was doing all the things. And that just, to me, was remarkable.
Challenges. What are the biggest challenges you have faced as a woman in the music industry, and how did you overcome it?
There've been a lot of challenges. Some of them are very common for female blues artists, being undercut, underestimated. My favorite, and there's probably not a female blues artist in the world that can't tell you this one, where they contact a festival event that's coming up that's supposed to put 20 acts on the stage, and they're told, oh, we got our woman. So, they're being told, one woman is all that counts, and I find that very disheartening. I've also had male artists and male, we'll call them administrators, try to stop me from getting gigs or try to keep me out of events, and do so in such manner that I caught them at it. And it's just, you kind of go, are you kidding me?
Right.
Even one time, a male booking agent asked to book my band, not for the festival that he was running, but for a bar the night before to raise money to pay for the act at the festival, and didn't want to pay us. And I said, well, look, I'll make you a deal. If you give me 10 passes, because there were 5 of us in the band at the time, which would mean each of us could bring someone, 10 passes for the festival and $20 each, we'll do it. And they refused. And all I could think is those passes wouldn't cost you anything. They'd be extra bodies at your event buying beer and fried pickles and whatever else. And $20 per person, we're talking about $100. That's not much, but we would have been raising them a couple of $1,000s to help them pay the other artists appropriately. And I found that not only disheartening, but a bit on the disgusting side. And when I turned it down, I was told we could use the exposure. I said, if we needed the exposure, you wouldn't have asked us to be the band to come and help you raise money to pay other bands.
Wow.
And so that type of thing happens to female artists all the time. I've also recently heard a story about a female artist who's been around for years, and she used to play with her husband. Well, the husband decided that he was, just tired of doing the marriage thing and separated, and then tried to undermine her as a performer, even though she had fronted his band for years and was one of the biggest draws for his band. Yes, he's a good musician, but she was the draw. And now he's busy trying to undercut her and undermine her while she tries to go it on her own. It It's ridiculous. It's like junior high school behavior in an adult world. And I don't know why so many men are so threatened by female performers and artists, especially in the blues world, because if you look at the pop culture, female blues artists are dominating, and they're probably have men trying to undermine them too, but it's not as successful. So that's part of why the National Women in Blues started, was to level that playing field and to say, hey, we're here, stop undermining us. These women deserve to have the same playing field as the guys. They've earned it. Stop trying to undermine and undercut them.
Wow. Thanks, Michele. Advice. What advice would you give your younger self starting out in music?
You sing better than you know. You're a great performer. Don't compare yourself to your multi-octave range sister who did close to 5 octaves. You're at the time almost 3 octaves was good enough. I would tell myself to stand up a little harder against some of the male artists that I worked with who would try to tell me what I should or should not sing, because one of the things I think that any young artist really needs to kind of own up to is telling their stories in song. And sometimes it might be playing somebody else's music, but finding those songs that tell something that you believe in, that feels right to you, and not letting everybody else pick and choose. And granted, if you're a kid, sometimes you don't have that opportunity, but as you mature and you get into your late teens and your 20s, you need to stand up for you and believe in you and realize that you are more than what other people say. And it's hard though, because most of us when we're young, we always think about what other people are thinking of us, until we get old enough to realize most people aren't thinking about us.
In summary, is there anything else you care to share with us as far as upcoming events or projects?
Well, I'm very excited because, as a matter of fact, Christy, thank you, because you're going to be part of this. As you know, the National Women in Blues has just recently, and we're going to be making public announcements about it, brought on some new board members and some new committees. And we're going to be working not just on fundraising, but on marketing and outreach. And it's kind of exciting because the organization's been around for 20 years, and right now I feel like I've got a little army that's going to take some of the reins, and I'm going to be able to sort of put my hands back and go, you go for it. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what all this new blood is going to bring to the mix, how it's going to help the organization grow and how many more people we can help. Hopefully bring our festival back on top of doing our showcase in Memphis and some other things that I'm not ready to say publicly yet.
So Michele, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all your candor about women in blues.
And I appreciate you. And
I feel so lonely around this town. I don't know what to do. I'm a poor old girl, alone in this world. No one to tell my troubles to. Every girl I know has a beau, one that she can call her own. I've got no man, want you to understand, so any old brown will do. Won't you come right in, stay a little while, because there ain't nobody here but me. See, I'm all alone, without friends or home, lonely as I can be. Sure as the stars shine from above, I've got to get myself a man to love. Now won't you come right in, stay a little while, because there ain't nobody here but me.